grandfather, and grandmother, ancestors and elders and sacred Mother Earth. I thank you. I thank you for my life. I thank you for your grace through which you pour out so many blessings upon all of us. Help us never to take those for granted. Help us to always stand in gratitude. Help us always to lift a prayer of praise and thanksgiving. Grandfather, as we come to the close of yet another year, I ask that you give us wisdom. I ask that you give us strength. I ask that you give us clarity. Give us the direction that we need. We'll be courageous to follow. Help us as we come into a new season, a new year. To draw closer to you. For you are our source of all things. For those who have spoken requests for prayer, hear them. And for those who are asking and needing help, I pray that you would just pour out upon us like rivers of joy and blessings and clarity. Help us to right wrongs. Help us to heal ourselves and heal our relatives and heal our land. Keep us on the good red road in all that we do and in every way. Oh. Well, today's talk is a rather simple thing. And I hope and pray that we'll all be able to find some gems or small bits of wisdom and encouragement on our journey. We are at a very pivotal place in the timeline, the chronology of life. I was telling someone just over the weekend that sometimes it feels like I'm aboarded a train about 75 years ago, and the scenery changes every now and again, but the train seems like it just gets faster and faster and faster and faster. And sometimes when I look into the mirror and see myself as an older man, I'm amazed at just how fast life is just blowing by us. But anyway, when I was a young boy and growing up in Oconee Heights Baptist Church out on the Jefferson Road, under the pastoral leadership of Reverend Ralph Crosby, We rarely ever missed going to church services. If the doors were open, we were there. Sunday morning, Sunday school, followed by Sunday morning preaching. Sunday night, for what always felt a little strange to me that they called it training union, followed by more preaching. Wednesday night choir practice, and then Bible study. Of course, how could I forget the week-long vacation Bible school in the hot early days of June? Think if I actually knew how many church services I sat through all those years, I'd probably be amazed. If I had a nickel or a dime for every time I walked through the doors and tucked that away, I'd be a wealthier man today. And all that was before heading out to the wild blue yonder with the United States Air Force. Now, I don't remember much about what Preacher Crosby said in all of those sermons. I do remember him as a kind and gentle man who seemed to possess a genuine love and compassion for people. The one thing that I do remember and likely will never ever forget was the poem that he quoted every year during his New Year's sermon. He preached the same one every year. But when he finished the sermon and he finished preaching, Pastor Crosby leaned in with an intense gaze of caution as he spoke these words. The new year lies before us like a freshly fallen snow. Be careful how you tread it, as every step will show. Good wisdom, good medicine in those words. I would have done better in life, I suppose, if I had paid more attention to that guidance along the way. This is really difficult for me to conceive that another year is gone and a new one awaits us. In many ways, it feels like letting go of an old friend. And in other ways, it feels like letting go of an old foe. But yet the undeniable reality is it's here, knocking on our front door with an open invitation. Come, walk with me. Come, dance with me. Now, while in our tradition, the new year actually begins in the spring, it's impossible not to see and embrace that there's a whole new shift about to take place. And the year on the calendar will move from 2025 to 2026, the number 10, which I find interesting. For many of us, myself included, this is time to look at and take an inventory of our lives over the last year and to consider the changes and improvements that we hope to make moving forward. Those are called resolutions. And already the media is flooded with advertisements for gym memberships and Weight Watchers and weight loss drugs and all manner of things. I've never really been a fan of resolutions. I much prefer decisions. So today I want to invite you to pause a moment and reflect on this past year. What are our successes? Where and when and how did we miss the mark? In a mindfully and prayerful way, let us give consideration to that which truly needs to be left behind and not carried into the space of new beginnings. Think about what needs to be let go of. Consider the weights and burdens which have held us down and staggered us and tripped us up every now and again. And let those things go. The new year really does lie before us like a freshly fallen snow when you think about it. And Preacher Crosby was right about that. The flow of our own altar teaches us these things: cleansing, purification, releasing, letting go, sacrifice, hope, and asking for the help that we need to live the life to which we are called and for which we are capable. These are practices and disciplines that we can employ in our lives at any time and in any place, and not just around the altar on Sunday morning. And then let us give consideration as to how we can be, well, better. Just a little bit better. Better people, better friends, better sons, better daughters, better brothers, better sisters, husbands and fathers, and better wives, better mothers, better servants of and for the greater good of humanity. We may not be able to change the world uniquely by ourselves, but we can change ourselves in a manner that influences good change on more global and far-reaching levels. And we can and we will succeed in that endeavor the more godlike we become. Creator is our source, our spirit, our guide, our protector. Creator gives us, when we ask, all that we need to do better, to be better. And without that source, it is a hard and often harsh road to walk alone. Creator is the light in the dark hour, patiently pointing the way of the good red road. Creator is our inspiration when we feel discouraged, down, and depressed. And the more in unity with that being we are, the easier and more hopeful becomes our journey. I read something this past week that spoke to me. I made a note of it so not to forget. I'd like to share that with you now. The author said, the best thing that you can do for yourself before this year ends is to forgive yourself of everything that you think you did wrong. Every missed opportunity, every so-called mistake, every time you were not perfect. Let it go. It does not get to come with you. Next year starts the second you decide to stop dragging last year behind you. Cut the rope. Walk lighter. You've carried enough. It's time to put it down. Profound and powerful and prophetic words we all would do well to take to heart, not just today, but every day. It is my wish, it is my hope, it is my prayer for you, for us, that this will be our best year ever. That you and we experience and enjoy a level and degree of freedom we've yet to experience and know, and that we are blessed beyond measure. That, I believe, is the desire of Creator's heart for all of us. Today, as we stand balanced upon the fulcrum of the passing of an old year and the grand entry of another, that space is filled with opportunity. Yes, we will go on in many ways, and most will remain the same. We will live in the same house, work the same job, maintain the same friendships. We will parent the same children. We will remain married to the same spouse and likely drive the same car for at least another year. The scenery of the stage remains the same. Those are the external musings of our reality. It is what happens within us that will make the difference far more than what happens to us. And that is where our walk and our way with Creator, our prayer, will find its greatest power, fulfillment, and manifestation, so that when we come to this altar next year at this time, I believe we will be amazed at just how far we've come and how good the journey way truly is a matter of magic and miracles. Oh. I think that today is a very poignant time around our altar. At least it has the potential to. We speak about cutting the rope, letting it go, not carrying it forward. And I don't know about you, but when I think about my life, there are just some things that are too heavy for me to worry about carrying forward. So I'm going to take a pretty big hand of tobacco. I think the surrender bowl, the letting go bowl, probably needs to be overflowing today. What do you think? And I'm going to breathe that desire to release, breathe that desire to be free from that which holds me down and holds me back. And all of it, as Tom and I were talking earlier, just a matter of our crazy thinking. You know, we can think our way into something and we can think our way out of something. We can also pray our way out of something. So as you consider your life and moving forward with the opportunity and the second chance of a new beginning of a new year, what is it that needs to be put into the fire? Because there are indeed some things that are just way too heavy and too unnecessary to carry forward. And then let us come with and in hope and make a new prayer for ourselves, asking for the strength, the help, and the guidance that we need to be the men and the women that we have been called to be.